That's what we're gonna do.
That's not funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
60% of the time, it works. Every time. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. Be careful, man. There's a beverage here.
I'm ready to party.
Let me know when we're going live. Anyways, that fungus, turns out it wasn't from me. We're live. Hey guys, welcome into Whiskey Cinema. I'm your host, Brandon Rich. Sitting next to me, reluctantly,
Hey,
is Danny Holsworth.
what's up, guys?
How you doing, buddy? How was your weekend?
Man, full of alcohol, good. Partied a little too hard last night. My wife never saw the movie Inception, so we stayed up till 3 in the morning watching it. Don't regret nothing. Amazing.
You're damn right. You can't regret watching Leonardo DiCaprio with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He's so good looking.
And Tom Hardy.
Oh, God, that cast is off the charts.
Jesus.
More
What is
cocaine.
that? My fantasy coming true? All three of them in the same room?
Fantastic.
I did the same. Just partied. Hung out with friends.
How late did you stay up last night?
Oh, God, I don't know. Same 3.
We work hard for this podcast.
I was doing research, like which whiskey goes the best with depression, I guess.
Speaking of which, this Whiskey Cinema episode is brought to you by alleverythingentertainment.com. Go to them for your up-the-minute news on all sports, movies, entertainment of all possibilities, and accoutrement. I don't know if I used that word right.
I have no idea either.
Sweet.
We never claimed to be an intelligent podcast.
Are they the best? I would have to say yes, but also they're the fastest. If you want to see all those trailers that just came out at DC Fandom last night, go to alleverythingentertainment.com because they will have them there.
Hey, we'll go watch that Batman trailer.
How'd you like that Batman trailer?
Sure fucking loved it.
Robert Pattinson doing work?
I'm vengeance.
The fight scene.
Oh, I'm glad he's in Christopher Nolan's new movie Tenet.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help get that Twilight aura off
A
of
little
him.
bit of that stigma.
Yeah, so hopefully. I think he's a good actor.
From a vampire to a Batman, I don't think it's that big of a jump.
It's not, because, they both are justice.
Yeah, I love the DC fandom. They dropped a lot of trailers, some cool video game news. I saw pop up on AEE.com last night. Stoked, dude. So good. James Gunn, who did Guardians of the Galaxy, is doing the Suicide Squad. He said in Suicide Squad, they got the guy that does the Marvel movies for stunts. And the stuntman said he's done more stunts on this movie than all the other Marvel movies combined.
Well, that just means DC actors aren't working as hard as Marvel actors.
Or Michael Bay is like the sub-director on this. I don't know, just explosions and cars. It's crazy.
Can't go wrong with more explosions. I think that's what the first Suicide Squad was missing.
Hey, thanks so much for everybody watching. We're seeing a bunch of viewers pop up. If you want to go ahead and leave a comment, talk about what we're discussing. Today, we're going to be talking about the 2000s off of an article done by our friend Lance. This is the 2000s edition of that article where he talks about his favorite movie, favorite directed film, favorite director of that year. Me and Brandon will be poking holes in it, saying why it's wrong or saying why he's a genius. We'll have to see.
Well, it's an easy decade for him to get right.
Yeah?
And he fucks it up somehow.
Whoa. Dang. Run for your life, King.
It really is. If you look at the movies, it's easy to pick who should win. I know exactly on most of them who we're picking. But hey, find out to see who we do pick.
I was going to say, you're also going to get me and Brandon's opinion on this. Our most underrated movie of the decade, overrated movie of the decade, best actor of the decade, who owned the whole thing, crushed it. Best movie and best year of movies. Like, you got that great summer that's releasing, all of the Fast and the Furiouses.
Oh, yes.
Then it's probably the worst movie. Probably the worst year.
Probably.
Or probably really bad. The ass and the...
100%. Movie is garbage.
Excited to talk about this. Also, what we're drinking today is a drink called the Revolver, made by our very own mixologist, Brandon Rich. In this Revolver is 2 dashes of orange bitters, 2 ounces of bourbon, 1/2 ounce of coffee liqueur. If it's made by Brandon, the alcohol is way stronger, which is why you're the best bartender in the biz.
Yeah, if you ever doubt your drink gonna taste good,
sure.
What you do, add more whiskey, add more alcohol. That's the key to a good drink, is more alcohol. Because then you won't remember how bad it was.
I have another one. Less ice.
More whiskey.
You know what it is? You just know your audience. You're like, I'm gonna add more alcohol in this. Fucking Daniel will just be smiling ear to ear. He likes this stuff.
I gotta get you loosey goosey
I'm already there, bro.
for the podcast and for after.
Whoa. Winks at the camera. Let's start it in for the year 2000. I want to lay it down for us. Tell us what's going on.
So this is who he had in his article for year 2000. You had Castaway and What Lies Beneath, both by Robert Zemeckis.
Crushing it.
The Grinch.
Okay. Is that the Grinch with
Jim Carrey. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Winner?
With Ron Howard.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
You might want to wait. There's some doozies on this one. Like Traffic.
Ugh.
And Aaron Brockovich.
Okay.
Both done by Steven Soderbergh.
I think his name is Sodomize as it goes.
Well, he sodomized that movie Traffic. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon by Ang Lee.
Good. Yeah, Ang Lee.
Gladiator, Ridley Scott.
Ooh.
X-Men, Bryan Singer.
Damn.
And Memento, Christopher Nolan.
Oh man, you're right. I don't know what to go with that. Out of all of those, I'm gonna put up some ones you didn't mention.
Oh, please.
For the year 2000. Year 2000.
If you don't start with Emperor's New Groove, you're wrong.
Well, I was going to go with 3 I saw. Perfect Storm, which came out with George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's a
Let
movie.
People Know. American Psycho with Christian Bale, which essentially is like a very dark comedy, which I would warn people about watching if you got kids in the kids watching the movie. Be careful with American Psycho.
They'll grow up just right. I watched it as a kid.
They might grow
Look
up.
at me now.
I'll say they might grow up to do a podcast called Whiskey Cinema if their parents let them watch that.
It's almost successful, guys. Keep that going.
And Unbreakable, which is
Unbreakable.
very good.
It's a very underrated movie. Not a lot of people have seen it. If you've seen Split, I suggest you watch Unbreakable and Glass.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, crushing it after his Sixth Sense movie, bringing back Bruce Willis, a superhero origin movie that was fantastic, which led to Split, which led to Glass. Very good. Liked it a lot.
What he picked. You want me to tell you his winner right now?
This is what So out of those ones that you said, I have some that I liked. He's got some good ones. Let me hear his pick. What is Lance's pick?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Prinz.
Dragon by Ang Lee.
I mean, maybe for a Kung Fu episode? I mean, maybe. I don't know.
That's who we picked, man. I don't know. I can't change his mind, I guess. I've been trying to every decade he's done. Monty Python. Die Hard.
Whoa.
All should have been picked, Lance.
Lance, you're starting off one notch down.
I choose Gladiator of these movies. It's Russell Crowe's best movie.
God, it's so good.
Which actually I recently just saw his new movie. Now I'm blanking on it. Unhinged. Yeah. It's a pretty good movie. If you really want to, you can sit there and jab holes in the movie.
Sure.
I enjoyed it. I ignored all that crap. There was a part that made me laugh. It shouldn't have. Because, yeah, anyway. When you watch it, you'll probably see the part. But it is a pretty good movie. He's good in it. It's one of his best movies he's done in a minute. He's not on a hot streak.
No, not at all.
That's all lame is.
Oh, we got Austin and Steven commenting in. Gladiator, best villain from Steven. Awesome. If you guys are watching this on Facebook, click in the video. Don't comment on the Facebook version because then we can't see it. That way we can respond to your comments because it's a live show. We live right now.
Yeah, and we all love Gladiator, Austin.
I think you're right. I mean, out of all those movies, Russell Crowe, when he did the movie, he saw the movie being filmed, to his opinion, not well. And he said, luckily for you, I'm the best fucking actor on the planet, which is a quote that he said. After watching that movie, maybe at that time, maybe it was.
At that time, yeah, maybe. He went on and did good movies after for like 2 or 3, but then he just kept going.
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Exactly.
Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. I'll have my revenge in this life for the next. Awesome. Great character. Fantastic. I heard they wanted to make a sequel. Oh, God, the sequel. Have we talked about the sequel?
We've brought it up, but not on this episode.
Oh, God. All right. This is fun facts. You guys aren't part of our Patreon yet, but I'll give you this little tidbit. Gladiator, they wanted to make a sequel. Russell Crowe did, especially because his money was running dry. So they wanted to make a sequel essentially where he jumped through time and played different warriors in different battles.
Like Assassin's Creed?
Like Quantum Leap. I mean, it's just fucking crazy. So they were trying to do this. They could not agree upon an ending for it. And the director was just like, essentially the same idea. He's like, oh, you mean someone popped this fucking float that was going straight into a volcano? This is a terrible idea. Let's definitely not do this. And then Russell Crowe was like, fine. And then left the project. But I was like, wow, what a shitty fucking... It's like a God of War. They wanted to make a guy that would jump into different battles across time and then fight in them. It's fucking
God
crazy.
of War's great. I don't know if he's a time traveler, though.
Hey, neither's
He
Russell
stays
Crowe.
in one time and just kills every god there is.
How many movies
including myself.
have had a terrible sequel that ruined the first one? I'm so glad they didn't do a Gladiators. There's not even
It
another
would have been
player.
better than what you explained.
Oh, God.
There's two of us now. My personal pick is Gladiator from his list.
Okay.
But if we're including everything, it's Emperor's New Groove, guys.
I mean, okay. I like it.
It's probably still Gladiator.
Threw me up my groove. Emperor's New Groove. That's so funny. Yeah, Gladiator's fantastic. Even 20 years later, if it's on TV, I'm watching Gladiator.
You're damn right.
We're gonna move on from there. Gladiator's the winner. Absolutely, not even close. Dude's fighting a tiger. I love it. So good.
All right, we're jumping into 2001. We have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone,
Ooh,
done by Chris Columbus.
dang.
A Beautiful Mind.
I like
Russell Crowe movie.
Dang, Russell Crowe coming in hot.
By Ron Howard. Ocean's 11. Steven Soderbergh. Sodomized. The Man Who Wasn't There by the Coen Brothers.
Might as well be called it because I didn't see it.
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Okay.
Wes Anderson. You got Black Hawk Down. Ridley Scott.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Gosford Park. Robert Altman. And Mulholland Drive. David Lynch.
Mulholland Drive
That's what I said. What
with
did I say?
Dreyfus.
Mulholland Drive. Yeah. David Lynch.
Man, they got a lot of good ones on there.
Yep. Of those ones, I'm going Sorcerer's Stone.
You going
I love
Harry Potter? Ooh,
All
the
about
first
that
one?
Harry Potter.
I mean, we did a Harry Potter episode, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that one, definitely go back. Essentially, it's me trashing the whole series most of the episode. I liked Harry Potter. I thought it was really good. Fast and Furious also came out. Ocean's 11 I really liked, even though it was a remake.
Ocean's 11 was really good.
Donnie Darko, not another teen movie.
Okay, that movie sucks.
Zoolander.
Zoolander.
Out of all of those,
Super
which way
Troopers.
you rolling?
I'm rolling with Shrek. I will say this right now. Greatest animated movie ever
Whoa!
is Shrek 2.
Oh wow, the sequel, living out.
But I love Shrek. It's number 2 easily. It's a close one almost.
Oh, that's funny. What was his pick for best?
His pick was Lord of the Rings,
In 2001?
2001.
Wasn't that? Did you mention Lord of
I
the
did
Rings?
not because I knew we were going to mention it.
Okay, yeah, Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is the
that's
winner.
why I didn't mention it. It's an easy win.
Okay. I was gonna say, Lance, you're up one for sure. You're back to even. You gotta pick Lord of the Rings.
I love Harry Potter. One of my favorite movie sagas. My wife's going to be mad. I do pick Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter.
Don't worry, she doesn't watch this podcast. She'll be fine.
She does.
Lord of the Rings is fantastic. We're gonna do a Lord of the Rings episode soon with our geek expert Jordan Eames.
Maybe
We miss him terribly. I miss him terribly. We want to do a fantasy episode soon. Lord of the Rings is amazing because 1,000 reasons, but the main reason is people that don't like fantasy and dragons and magic. It was so good, people watched it anyways, like Game of Thrones.
It swept the awards.
Crushed it. And then with a bunch of no-name actors that you haven't seen Elijah Wood since he was a kid in a movie.
Samwise? I've seen him in Rudy.
Love him. So good. We're going to send out a shout out to this guy, my favorite. What's his name again, the actor?
Sean Astin.
Ooh, Sean Astin. You kicking some ass.
Bob from Stranger Things. Hashtag Justice for Bob.
Justice for Bob.
It is Lord of the Rings.
Gotta love Lord of the Rings.
Or Shrek.
Me and
Definitely
him are
Shrek.
both fantasy nerd guys, but if you're not picking Lord of the Rings, you're going to have to make a super strong argument. You know what I mean? You're going to have to make OJ put on that glove twice.
If someone says, hey, I pick Shrek, I'm like, well, fuck, that's a great argument.
What are you doing, my swan? That's a boulder. That's a nice boulder. Shrek's great. I love Shrek.
Most
But it's
quotable
not,
movie.
I mean,
Everybody love Parfait.
you know what's funny? It had more sequels than Lord of the Rings. Does that make it better?
It made it better with that second one.
'Cause if it
Jesus,
does-
that second one was great.
If it does, Fast and the Furious came out in 2001, and It has way more sequels.
I do the Indiana Jones thing. After the second one, there are no more.
That bad?
Yeah, well, they're definitely
Ooh.
not good.
The best 2 movies.
Sean Bean, the guy who always dies. Well, if you're great at something,
Yes.
you know,
Steven commenting. That's true.
keep going with it.
I
Good
like Sean
comment,
Bean a
Stefan.
lot. It's fantastic. Stefan.
All right, so we agree. Fellowship, easily the winner.
We got a comment coming in. Do y'all like Aragon
No.
from Austin? No, and here's why. My brother's an author, so he told me this story. A guy wrote in, essentially, it's the biggest ripoff of Star Wars ever. If you watch the movies, it's a kid who's a farmer, runs to a guy that gives him a flame sword, all these different powers to lift things with his mind. It's very, very close. The movie's not bad, but it's definitely aged towards people that are about 13. It's definitely aged towards that range. I mean, riding a dragon's fun and stuff, but it's very lackluster. All the books are. I think it's written by a 15-year-old.
I have no idea.
It doesn't matter. It's not a great series. It's a great ripoff of Star Wars, but it is a ripoff, which is my only problem. I watched the whole time. You could predict most of the movie. Is the only problem. If you watch movies, you've seen Aragon.
Oh, and I don't want to. So
Boom.
I won't watch movies anymore.
By the way, repping our Whiskey Cinema hat. Check that out, man. God
Yes.
damn, that's good looking right there.
Mm,
Fantastic. Whoop, whoop.
and I wear it every day. All right, we're moving on to 2002. We got Catch Me If You Can and
Love it.
Minority Report.
So good.
Steven Spielberg.
God, so good.
Chamber of Secrets.
Back to Harry Potter.
Back to
to
Harry Potter.
back, huh?
Yeah.
Try to get those kids for the age.
Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Oh, shit. Damn, Lord of the Rings. Well, he filmed all 3 movies at the same time. I definitely think he should have won all the awards for the first movie. Filming something in perspective to make Frodo, Elijah Wood look way smaller next to Sir Ian McKellen Gandalf. So
They didn't have to. They're actually that small.
They aren't.
I've seen Rudy.
Oh,
I don't know if I've mentioned that.
you have. And Bob.
Justice for Bob.
God, I love Catch Me If You Can. It's one of my favorite movies.
Wins them. It's dropping eventually, Steven.
You have to. People that are just listening to us can't see the comments. You have to address what they're saying.
Oh, when's the merch dropping? Sorry, I feel like
That's important. That's like a plug. You got to mention it.
It's dropping eventually.
Thank you. Coming this eventually.
This eventually.
Worldwide eventually.
We're working on it.
No, we are. We're doing some big moves here, guys.
I'm busy.
We're definitely
I'm busy.
We're not busy. We're
I have to watch all these movies so I can entertain you guys.
don't yell at our audience.
Fuck
we're
them.
definitely working on it. We've had a lot of love from you guys asking about
Yes,
stuff.
thank you guys. Even though I just yelled at you.
Hopefully we'll have a store open one time soon and we can just send it to everybody online.
I think we're opening our own brand of Walmart.
Wow. Whiskey Mart. I would shop at a place called Whiskey
I will
Mart.
shop.
Out of all those Two Towers, Catch Me If You
Two
Can.
Towers.
What was the second one you named?
Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can,
I like
both
Minority
done by
Report.
Spielberg. And then Chamber of Secrets, done by Chris Columbus.
I love Minority Report. I love Catch Me If You Can, about Frank Abagnale, the real genius con man. The real life story is amazing. The movie's done so well. You're going with Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. I think that's my favorite Lord of the Rings movie is The Two Towers because it's not 5 hours long.
That's probably the one I think is my favorite as well.
You got it. So, dude, back to back. Is that what he picked?
That's
Two
what he
Towers?
picked, obviously.
God, man, look at Lance. Lance, you smart.
All right, we're going to jump into 03. You have X-Men 2 by Bryan Singer.
Look at that. Dave Prinz, also the author of this article we're talking about. He said the best Fast and Furious is number 5, but getting there is a chore.
I think the best one hasn't come out yet.
Oh,
It's going to be the one that ends the series completely.
Fast and the Furious plague.
03, we have X-Men 2, Bryan Singer.
Okay.
Kill Bill Volume 1, Quentin
Ooh.
Tarantino.
Damn, that's good.
We have Pirates of the Caribbean starting off, Curse of the Black Pearl by
Love that movie.
Gore Verbinski. I think that's how you say his last name. And then
Yep.
you have Lord of the Rings. Return of the King.
All right. We're done. Peter Jackson, you're amazing. You filmed 3 movies at once, different scenes at different times. I get
But he
it.
didn't release them at once.
He wants to make more money.
Yeah. So he gets 3 in a row.
Did he win 3 in a row?
He wins 3 in a
Oh
row.
my God.
Obviously.
What was this competition? You had one I liked.
Curse of the Black Pearl and Kill Bill. X-Men 2 is good too.
Ooh, God, Kill Bill I like so much too. I like it starts off right away. She going to the front doorstep with Vivica Fox, them fighting, swords fighting, hitting with the pans. The daughter walks in, all cool, and they go back to fighting to the death. Shoots her through the cereal box. That's how the movie starts. I think it's like 5 seconds in.
Not 5 seconds. It's close, yeah.
8 seconds in.
That was more accurate. I love accuracy, you know?
I really liked Kill Bill.
Kill
Very
Bill's
good.
a great movie.
And they ended it at 2, which I really liked. They're like, we could make a third. They're talking about having Zendaya, the girl from Spider-Man, and a bunch of other stuff. I just saw her in The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman on Disney Plus.
This is the greatest show.
Good movie. For a musical, very good movie. Come back as Fox's daughter who watched her mom get murdered.
Great.
And Kill Bill, who says, hey, if you have a problem, come back to me, and we'll solve it back when training gotten ready. So that was the idea for a sequel they were floating around. They wanted Zendaya to come back, be her as an adult, come back to kill Uma Thurman, which is a dope idea. I mean, that'd be really cool. But I'm glad they didn't rush a trilogy. If you're going Peter Jackson, I ain't mad at you.
It's Return of the King.
You can't be mad at it.
I do love Kill Bill, but it's Return of the King.
Me and Brandon went to an opening movie of Tolkien, which was about the writer of Lord of the Rings. And there was a Q&A with the director of the movie.
Yes, there was.
And we left before that because we didn't give a fuck. The movie was bad.
It was bad. We laughed a lot. I had a case of the giggles. Also, that came out, and what are we on 03?
We're on 3, man.
Old School?
Oh,
You're a real winner.
all right. Let's talk a little bit about this. I mention all the time, comedy movies don't get love. They're acting like,
Oh, they'll get some love this year.
oh, they hope.
This decade.
I bet, because I'm mad that so many comedy movies never get awards. Old School is still a great movie to watch.
It's fucking hilarious.
Everyone makes fun of Adam Sandler. His first 3 or 4 movies are fantastic. Waterboy, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. You know, if you don't like those movies, I don't know what to tell you.
You're stupid. You heard me.
We got people asking what's the code for free merch.
Send me $20 and I'll tell you.
Also, if you guys think it'd be dope to get some Whiskey Cinema shot glasses, that's something I want to push towards. We got to talk to our merch person. I'm thinking that's our big seller. We do Whiskey Cinema
You're a
shot
merch
glasses.
person now.
I'm the merch person?
You are now.
Coming to you next episode. I don't know how things work.
All right, let's move on to 04.
You didn't do 03.
Yes, that's the one I just did.
Okay, also Holes came out 2003. You can move on to 2004 now.
I could have moved on before that. Billy Madison is terrible. You're terrible. I've read your article.
Oh, Dave Prinz,
I
the
love
writer
your
of our article. Love Billy
your
Madison.
04, you have Incredibles, directed by Brad Bird.
Love it.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
All
You have
right.
Harry Potter. You have Alfonso Cuarón doing that one. Yeah,
He's really good.
Whatever. Who cares?
Black Swan, bunch of good movies.
Aviator by Martin Scorsese. Kill Bill Volume 2
Ooh.
by Quentin Tarantino. You got Collateral by Michael Mann.
It was all right.
I loved that movie.
That's the one with the Schwarzenegger? Am I messing him up?
Maybe.
Which one's Collateral?
I thought it was Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise.
Ooh, I don't know. You guys are getting your money's worth here.
We don't know anything.
God, I love that movie. That's really good.
Before Sunset by Richard Linklater. I don't know.
Fantastic.
And Polar Express by Robert Zemeckis.
God, I didn't like any of those movies.
Polar Express is a decent Christmas movie I'll watch once every decade, maybe.
What is your pick for the best movie of 2004?
My pick and Dave's pick
Ooh.
is The Incredibles. You heard me. That's right.
Some notable mentions in 2004.
Brandon is right. You are right. I am right.
Is The Notebook came out, which haunts my...
Oh, thank God. I love
What do you want? Dodgeball came out. A true underdog story. And then my pick, because fuck y'all. Whatever. Anchorman. Anchorman came out in 2004 with Will Ferrell.
Oh, we're picking things off?
Yeah.
I already told you my pick is Shrek 2.
That came out this year?
Yes.
No.
It is Shrek 2.
Anchorman is fantastic. Stay classy, San Diego.
Okay. Puss in Boots. I don't need to say anything else.
Hand grenade? I think he killed a guy. He threw a trident. It's just such a good movie. Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island, you pirate hooker?
I've already said Puss in Boots.
Does it trumps all the things it said? Yeah, I
The
honestly,
bold move, Cotton.
out of all the ones you said, I honestly would pick Anchorman. I thought it was so good. It's
I didn't say Anchorman.
No, but out of all the movies you've mentioned,
Oh, I didn't mention Anchorman. You mentioned it.
of course I did. You got to mention it. Up for no awards, whatever. I understand your criteria. Our article author, what Anchorman's the answer. Okay, they made a
Shrek 2 's
sequel.
the answer, but-
So it's not Shrek 2.
I don't care if people comment and say it's Anchorman. Shrek 2.
Yeah, look at them all. Woo!
Well, there's really just one.
2. My man, look,
Was
Brandon
Allies
mentioned
pick?
Aston.
Allie's pick?
Yeah, no, allies. You know,
Allies.
against the Soviet Union.
Hold on.
All of,
Okay.
all of North
I'm
America.
trying to read here.
We got
Allie's
to do
pick.
Brandon Austin on our
Like I
comments.
said, those are people I don't
Agreeing.
care about.
Well, you should. They're
Right.
obviously intelligent.
He wants free shit from me.
He certainly does.
I do love Dodgeball too.
The Incredibles is a great
You know
pick.
what? I'm putting Dodgeball above Anchorman.
God, you're so
I fucking
crazy.
love Dodgeball.
It was good.
But what's your pick from
Steve.
What's your pick from the ones he mentioned? Incredibles, Prisoner of Azkaban, Aviator, Kill Bill Volume 2, Collateral.
Man.
Not the one you're thinking of, the one I'm thinking of. Before
Sure.
Sunset and Polar Express.
I love Collateral. It's very good. I like Tom Cruise as a villain. Jamie Foxx starting to grow into essentially a thriller, which they have on Quibi called The Stranger, which is very good. You pick up a guy and don't realize this guy's a killer. And you better not see what he's doing because you get involved, then you're involved.
Yep.
I really like Collateral. Out of those ones that you said, I mean, I'd probably agree with you guys. I love Kill Bill too. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, the correct answer is Anchorman. Let's move on to the next year. We're going for
Incredibles.
2005.
All right, you got War of the Worlds, Spielberg.
Okay, what? Okay movie. Okay movie.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
It's an
Batman
okay
Begins by Christopher Nolan.
Ding.
Walk the Line, James Mangold.
I loved Joaquin Phoenix in
It's
this.
all right.
I'm a big Johnny Cash fan. Good movie.
I like Johnny Cash. The movie's all right.
He hates sinks in it.
Brokeback Mountain, Ang Lee.
Man, life story right there.
King Kong, not yet. King Kong, Peter Jackson. Corpse Bride.
We get it,
Tim
Peter.
Burton.
You want a lot of awards. We understand. Keep your movies under 3 hours, please.
Pianist, Roman Polanski, which I thought came out earlier. but
Adrian Brody.
I actually thought the movie came out in 2002, but I don't know.
Good movie. I
Pretty
liked
sure
it. Roman Polanski's a monster. Move on.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Tim Burton.
Oh, you know what? Me thinking you're talking about the old Willy Wonka is brought to you by your revolver drink. It's good, and it made me forget what decade we're in.
Don't worry. Because that movie's horrible.
It's really bad.
That movie sucks so much dick.
Johnny Depp, run away from Tim Burton.
Jesus Christ, that movie.
Make your own careers.
And then Revenge of the Sith by George Lucas, Star Wars. And I think this is probably the first time we don't pick a Star Wars movie.
Wow. Yeah. I like Revenge of the Sith. Out of all
I
the
did
three
too.
prequels,
That's easily the best.
yeah. Is it better than those other ones? I don't think so.
Well, the first two?
No,
prequel?
then on your list.
Oh, no.
Also, honorable mention, one I really liked, V for Vendetta with
Fucking love that.
Natalie Portman, fantastic. People are still wearing the masks of Guy Fawkes. I mean, awesome, great movie. Is it the best of the year? I don't
Definitely better than Revenge of the Sith, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride,
know. Oh yeah.
King Kong, Brokeback Mountain, Walk the Line, War of the Worlds.
Whoa. You're picking as your favorite movie of the year?
I'm not, but I'm saying it's better than
What-
80% of the movies on his list.
Super fair. What's your pick?
My pick's 40-Year-Old Virgin. That probably
Yeah!
squeezes into my top 5 movies of all time.
Woo!
I fucking love 40-Year-Old Virgin. I just quoted that movie the other day. My wife asked how my night was when she was at hanging out with her friends. I quoted the line where Steve Carell's character talks about making an egg salad. That was my night. That's how I felt. It was so boring.
Is it true? You said that she's hurting for a squirtin'? Feels like a bag of sand. Me so horny. Me so stupid. Dude, I'm telling you, comedy movies don't get a lot of love because people think it's easy. They're absolutely wrong. 40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, and Dodgeball will stand the test of time for 20, 30 years. I'm telling you.
Don't worry. My pick, if I don't have to base this on his list,
Okay.
is my favorite movie of all time.
Wedding Crashers?
Wedding Crashers.
Oh, man, that's a great one, too.
I will easily
Oh.
pick that over everything on this.
Star-studded cast, too. I mean,
It's Christopher Walken right there.
buying, Wedding Crashers is my favorite
Let's get some fucking French toast.
Bridesmaids?
That's fucking 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Well, we'll see. So what was his pick?
His pick was Batman Begins.
Not
I
Matt.
don't hate it.
No, Christopher Nolan, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the new Robert Pattinson movie that just came out, I believe the movie's being directed by Matt Reeves, if I'm not mistaken. Yesterday was DC Fandom, which is like an online Comic-Con. They released like 5 new trailers for Justice League and Batman and a bunch of stuff. Check out Robert Pattinson as new Batman and Colin Farrell as the Penguin, who you will not recognize.
Good, because I don't want to.
He looks like he flipped on the mob and they had to hide his face. He does not look like Colin Farrell.
Well, he shouldn't if he's going to look like fucking Penguin.
Let's do a reaction right now. How'd you feel about the trailer?
Dude, I'm excited for Batman.
Yeah?
I think Robert Pattinson's going to kill it. All you doubters can go fuck yourselves.
Hey.
I think it's going to be a good one. It looks like a Tim Burton, Christopher Nolan-esque.
Like a mashup?
Yeah, kind of like a mashup.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I see some Tim Burton. I see some Christopher Nolan.
Make it a little darker, a little more grittier. I like the fight scene at the very end sold me. I couldn't see Robert Pattinson as an action star after seeing that trailer. I mean,
I've
you got
seen
me.
Twilight. He's super fast.
He's super sparkly. I'll blind him.
What is your pick? I mean, it's on his list. It's pretty much between Batman Begins and 40 Year Old Virgin. Maybe for you, Walk the Line, but
No, I liked Walk the Line, but it was very repetitive. The story of Johnny Cash is super interesting, which is why it's like spoofed in a bunch of different movies. But out of those, Christopher Nolan to me was a good director, and then Batman Begins takes something that they made 8 movies of, and then there's no meat left on the bone. He goes, "Oh no, trust me, I'm gonna make this the best." And everyone's like, "Whoa, you're crazy!" Makes Batman Begins really good. I think I gotta go. What was his pick?
his pick was Batman Begins.
Okay, Lance,
I'm doing 40 Year Old Virgin. Overall, movies left off is my favorite. Wedding Crashers, one of the most quotable movies to me. I will quote that till the day I die.
V for Vendetta is probably one that I was upset that it's not on there,
Yeah.
but I understand your criteria. It's a little rough, but man, it was so good.
All right, 2006, you have Children of Men. Alfonso.
Ooh. Quran?
Yep. Pan's Labyrinth.
Ooh.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Superman Returns. Bryan Singer taking another stab at superheroes.
Failing where Christopher Nolan succeeded.
I actually liked Superman Returns.
I don't think it's bad. I liked Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. People were mad
I
at
don't
him.
hate Brandon Routh.
Mhm.
Brandon Routh either. I liked it. It wasn't the most solid movie ever, but it's better than Mission Impossible 3 by J.J. Abrams.
I like J.J. Abrams a lot, but you're right.
It's better than, I don't know if it's better than Babel by guys Alejandro. 300. Zack Snyder.
Winner. Go on.
Dead Man's Chest. Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Man's Chest.
I liked it.
Gore Verbinski.
I like Gordon Verbinski.
And The Departed by Martin Scorsese.
Oh, fuck.
Who's the winner?
Oh, shit.
They got premature there,
I
didn't
did.
you?
Hey, you and my wife
Like
know.
usual.
Man, I was going to go 300. I think it's super underrated for how good it is. Zack Snyder coming first on the scene, doing slow motion kicks and attacks, and then it essentially made Gerard Butler's career. And you've got that guy that you think's overrated who plays Magneto, Michael Fassbender, playing Stelios. Then we will fight in the shade.
I do think
Our arrows will block out the sun.
I do think he's overrated.
Fantastic movie. Really liked it. The answer is The Departed by Martin Scorsese. Maybe his best movies ever made. What did he choose?
He chose The Departed.
Dude,
I think he even says it's one of the greatest gangster movies of all time.
I'm not
Mob
disagreeing.
movies?
I love gangster movies, and for me, The Departed is damn near perfect.
It really is. I always tell people to watch that. I just told
God.
someone that I met last night. I've met her before, but we really talked this time. I told her to watch The Departed.
Fuck yeah. That's what I'd recommend without having any problems, without any fear of someone. And someone's like, I didn't like it. I'd be like, I don't trust your opinion on anything anymore.
It's true.
I know of a good restaurant. What's the opposite restaurant? Because that's where we'll dine tonight. Because tonight we dine in hell. Huh?
Movies he left off. Little Miss Sunshine.
Good movie. I really liked it.
Inside Man. The Prestige. Pursuit of Happiness.
The Prestige.
All really good movies. None of them beat The Departed.
No.
The Departed.
Idiocracy also came out that year.
It did.
2006 was a crushing year. Very, very strong. A lot of contenders. As we've said, out of all of them, I'm going Departed.
Me too.
Dude,
Absolutely.
I love Departed.
It's
Mark
not much of a
Wahlberg,
competition.
Alec Baldwin. You got even Anthony Anderson, a small part, but still a great part. DiCaprio, Matt Damon. I mean, and then 5,
Martin Sheen.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 I've forgotten about. Is Brendan Gleeson in it?
Isn't he the right-hand man?
No.
Oh, who is that one?
He's the guy that played Beowulf, who I really like.
Yeah.
I like so much I don't know his name.
I was gonna say. All right, let's move on to 2007.
2007.
Once again, Brad Bird getting back on this list
Okay.
with Ratatouille. Fuck off. It's a great movie.
I have ferrets.
Great movie.
I make videos every day on my Facebook, and I put ferrets on my shoulders, and I ask that they have to pull on my ears to tell me how much salt to add, because I ain't got no hair.
You have There Will Be Blood, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Love There Will Be Blood.
American Gangster, Ridley Scott.
Ooh, that's a good one, too.
You got Knocked Up, Judd Apatow.
Fantastic. Made Seth Rogen's career.
Well, I think 40 Year Old Virgin made it.
He was a bit part. He was the main star in this one.
He was, yeah. Zodiac, David Fincher.
Love Zodiac.
No Country for Old Men.
God
Coen Brothers.
Damn.
And you have Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End, which I think we might all want to forget about.
It's not terrible, but it made $1 billion, so you had to add it to this list.
And then the greatest musical ever, that's right,
Tenacious D.
is Sweeney Todd.
Ooh, okay.
And that's your picks?
That's Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. I assume it's Burton who won't let go of Johnny Depp to make sure his movies are still great.
You know what? They hit gold again with this.
I like that when they hired him, they didn't know if he could sing or not. And Johnny Depp said, no one asked me if I could sing. He's like, I was really nervous. He's like, when I started singing, he's like, oh, you have a great voice. And I was like, thank God, because I had no idea. He's like, I mostly whispered and kind of made a gravelly voice most of the time because I'm not a musical singer.
That's Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, you have Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
I always sing the song, I Feel You, Joanna. My wife hates it.
Wow. Very beautiful.
I sing it way too much.
The Whiskey Cinema musical coming to you soon.
Very soon.
Too soon. Damn, that fucking year is crushing it.
My pick, I already know it.
I Am Legend.
No Country for Old Men.
Oh.
I Am Legend is not even in the same ballpark.
I didn't. Oh, we went the wrong way.
Is this not? I mean, it's like going to a Giants stadium. People are watching the game from their boats. That's where I Am Legend is compared to
a base hit. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. That year is fucking staggering how good it is.
That's a great year for just movies. What I mean, they may not be huge blockbusters, but those are great movies.
They're fantastic. I'm very jealous of that year. I went through the years. Me and Brian can tell you what our favorite year is of the decade, and I think that's going to beat my year because that's really good.
I'll tell you at the end what my year is. I'm debating.
I guess I should just. Oh, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, get there when we get there.
I want to talk a little bit about. So do runner-ups real quick, and then tell me what Dave's is.
He picked No Country for Old Men.
Dave Prinz.
That's what he picked.
God, there's a great scene in that where he goes up to a gas station attendant and he flips a coin. He says, I want you to call it. And the guy says, I can't call it if I don't know what it's for. He goes, imagine it's worth everything in the world you've ever known. The guy's like, well, I don't want to make a bet like that. He's like, you don't have a choice. And he goes, heads. And he flips it and it lands. He's like, it's heads. Wow. Kind of gives it to him. The guy's like, oh, great. He's like, yeah, keep the quarters. It's important. He says, pockets. Don't put in your pocket. It'll mix in with the other quarters. You won't realize that this is a very important quarter in your life. Essentially going like, dude, if you would have guessed wrong, I just would have killed you.
That is Javier Bardem.
Love him. Fantastic.
Woody Harrelson, Josh Brolin,
yeah,
Tommy Lee Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Great cast, great movie. Absolutely.
Done by the Coen brothers. So I was shitting on earlier. Fantastic. Coen brothers usually do comedies, a lot of traveling movies. Oh, Brother, we're out there. And Fargo. I mean, Raising Arizona. I love the Coen brothers. And them doing a dark, serious thriller like this is really good. Based off of a novel. I really liked it. I was impressed, really. Very impressed by it.
So is that your pick too?
I mean, I think it has to be. What's runner-up? Do you have a better runner-up?
What do you mean runner-up? He doesn't do runner-ups.
No, for you, as the ones that are coming through.
Oh, my runner-up?
Yeah.
It would be Knocked Up.
Yeah, Knocked Up's a good one, for sure.
I get that
You're picking a lot of
on
comedies
that list, but I'm a comedy guy.
That's fair enough.
Also, Superbad. Superbad came out the same year.
Oh, Judd Apatow. What you at,
that
son?
one as well. 3:10 to Yuma.
Not bad. Love
Not
it.
bad, but I like it.
Russell Crowe once again peeking his head in. Ben Foster.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, good. Christian Bale again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ratatouille. Ratatouille, I also am putting up there.
I like Ratatouille. Patton Oswalt doing the voice and stuff, and
Brad Bird, greatest animated director ever.
You
fight me on it.
Fight me. Whoa. Take it easy.
Never been in a fight before. All right, 2008.
Moving on, because you're so 2000 and late.
Oh. You have maybe the greatest. I can't.
What?
It's not the greatest. It's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
We did an Indiana Jones podcast recently, and we love Indiana Jones. One of my favorite series. And God, it's hard to talk about the Crystal Skull.
It's not bad. I think we both gave it more recognition on that episode than we have in the past, but yeah, it's not. Anyway, we'll move on. You have The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan, Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter by David Yates.
They switch directors all the time, man.
You have The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
All right, yeah.
Not that great of a movie.
Okay.
David Fincher did that one. Frost Nixon.
I liked Frost Nixon a lot.
I'm not big on the political drama, so it wasn't for me. Ron Howard did that one. You have The Hurt Locker.
Fantastic.
Catherine Bigelow, yeah.
And Jeremy Renner, who's super underrated. Yeah.
He's great in that movie. That movie is great. You also have Anthony Mackie, the bad guy from Iron Man 3, Guy Pearce.
Okay. I like Guy Pearce a lot, actually. Another underrated guy.
He's good in his movies. He was also in Memento, which we talked about earlier.
Oh, God. He's in Lockout or Lockdown on Netflix, which soared to people liking. Essentially, he's like Ryan Reynolds in space as Deadpool.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you have The Wrestler by Darren.
Oh, The Wrestler.
Darren. That's all he gets.
Darren? Sweet.
Aronofsky.
Yeah, Darren Aronofsky.
Oh, cool.
Very good. Really like that.
I'll just say it. Dark Knight. It's my 1B movie. The Joker, to me, greatest villain ever.
Okay. I remember thinking about this year as I was a kid. We're talking about our favorite decade for movies. I think it's this year. I think Iron Man also came out this year.
Iron Man, WALL-E, Kung Fu Panda, Tropic Thunder, Pineapple Express, Wanted, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Incredible Hulk, the one with Edward Norton. Yep. Twilight even, which I'm not a fan of, but people love.
Oh, we're going to talk about Twilight. It's been a while.
But I remember going to the movie theaters and thinking, oh, I got to watch this movie. And I was like, oh, that one's coming out next month. I was like, oh my God, Dark Knight's coming out right after. Oh my God, the Hulk's coming out because I like super movies. I was like, 2 different hilarious comedies are coming. I was like, I guess I'm just going to watch 3 movies a day. I think every time I go there, I'm going to watch 3 movies.
You had 2 great animated movies that year with WALL-E and Kung Fu Panda. You had 3 or 4 comedies. You had Tropic Thunder, Pineapple Express.
Tropic Thunder's so good.
And Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
We own all of those. Those are great movies.
Absolutely. And then you have Wanted, just a great underrated action movie.
Sure, yeah. It's got your guy from Split. I mean, he's crushing it. Angelina Jolie, Morgan Freeman, based off a comic. Sean Bean's in there as well, who dies because just like, was it Steven who said that? Sean Bean's. He says Sean Bean's role in every movie is to get killed. Fair enough. You know what? I'll believe it till you prove me wrong somewhere.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? I remember watching, I think it was like the MTV Movie Awards or something. And Iron Man was getting big reviews, great movie. And it is a great movie. And people always just, oh, that was such a good movie. It's what I needed to hold me over till The Dark Knight comes out. And The Dark Knight is what? One of the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time.
So it's ridiculous. Did it win any awards?
I know Heath Ledger won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, after he died.
He deserved that anyway.
So the part that bugs me is I feel the same way about comic book movies as I do comedies. I don't get mad if they don't win good awards if they're not great movies. The Dark Knight.
Sean Bean did not die in National Treasure. You are right.
Oh, National Treasure. Speaking of National Treasures, that movie was not one.
But Nicolas Cage is.
Jesus Christ. I thought that movie was so great. I thought Dark Knight is such a great movie, and I can't believe it got snubbed in all categories. I was very upset by it. They're like, yeah, it's about a guy in a cape. I was like, so what? You've got stupid movies you're getting awards all the time. I can't believe. I don't know what year it lost to, what the movie category was.
Hurt Locker won Best Picture.
God, I'm not mad at Hurt Locker either.
Best Director. And it came out to be, at the time, was the lowest grossing award-winning movie. I'm not mad at it. I wish, you know, it's not, you know what's the hard part is that year. Beat out Avatar that year too. That year, just there was so much. It was so plentiful, all the great movies you can watch. Everyone wants to release their movie in the summer. It was a mistake that year. You don't want to have the competition of fighting all these movies at the same time. You want to come out in like February.
You want to be far away from this nightmare of competition for
It's true.
sure. I want to go against the Harlem Globetrotters. You don't. Trust me. These guys, you'll end up on a highlight reel. The
It's
wrong
like
end of
everybody
it.
asking to go against Michael Jordan in the finals. You ain't winning. Trust me,
You're gonna
Jazz.
be the guy in the bottom of the poster, and the guy's dunking on you, and he's got his genitalia in your face.
And he's got his tongue out because that's what Michael Jordan does.
Love Jordan.
So I think we're both agreeing Dark Knight.
Let's give them the award they should have got in the first place. I love Hurt Locker. It's about a soldier's essentially addicted to the adrenaline rush of war.
He's a bomb diffuser.
He's a bomb diffuser. He comes back, and then he gets to have a normal life, and he realizes this isn't a life for me. My life every day was life and death. Now I'm picking out cereal in the cereal aisle. There's 350 different kinds. This is, I mean, he's like, I wasn't going to die in war, but I'll kill myself if I stay here. So he goes back to war all the time to defuse bombs.
It is a really good movie.
Interesting, different take on a war guy. Instead of like the atrocities and the trauma of war or like the bloodlust, his was just like, I can't go home because I don't know how to do it anymore.
Absolutely. That movie's great, but Dark Knight, 1,000 times better.
Well, I don't know why I use knives. I mean, he's so good.
That opening scene to this day is still my favorite opening scene to any movie.
Heath Ledger as the Joker will be hard to beat by anybody ever.
That's including Phoenix, and he did a fucking amazing job.
Phoenix?
And you know the movie called The Joker?
Haven't seen it.
I didn't think so.
We'll move on to, what are we on, 2009?
Yes, he also did pick The Dark Knight, just so we all are clear. Everybody's on the same page.
Fair enough. He's doing, dude, Lance, Dave Prinz is, I mean, I'm telling you,
This is your best decade so far, Lance.
I'm only disagreeing with you one time.
I finished your article. You won't be getting this many notches next time. Let's go 2009. You have Polytechnique. I think that's how you say it, by Dennis Villanueva.
Yeah, that's it for sure.
Half-Blood Prince, another Harry Potter.
Why is this?
Because there's 8 of them.
All right.
By David Yates. You have Star Trek by J.J. Abrams.
Really like Star Trek. Wasn't a big Star Trek fan.
I'm not huge, but I love this one.
The very good. Chris Pine, by the way, the new Wonder Woman trailer dropped yesterday. Maybe the best part of Wonder Woman. He is comedic timing. I want him to get all the roles. He's so good. Gal Gadot Wonder Woman is good. Chris Pine's comedy saving that series.
That's because you hate everybody.
Not my listeners. Cheers, guys.
That's a lie.
Speaking of that, cheers to our listeners here.
Oh, yeah. I'll cheers it, and then I'll continue reading. You have Fantastic Mr. Fox by Wes Anderson. I don't like this movie.
It was okay.
A Serious Man by Coen Brothers. That was not a movie that was my pace. A little slow. It's supposed to be another comedy like Fargo.
Fargo was, the thing with Fargo is all the actors in it understood it and loved the characters and ideas. And this
was a Jew comedy. I will say that it's a Jew comedy.
What is that like? You don't. Well, you know what?
It's very towards Jews.
I'm gonna say you
the
might
Jewish
be a little
culture and
racist towards
everything.
Jews because you don't like any of.
I don't know, but it just the jokes weren't landing with me. I got it. It was not a horrible movie. I thought a little boring though.
What's your chutzpah?
I know what a yarmulke is and a dreidel. Yeah, but it wasn't for me.
Because I know you don't like Woody Allen jokes, or maybe it's just a different kind of.
Yeah, I'm not a Woody Allen fan either.
Okay,
you have
enough.
Watchmen by Zack Snyder.
God, I love to watch.
One of my favorite characters in any movie is from Watchmen. I don't care for the movie that much.
Okay,
but I love me some Rorschach in this movie.
Love Rorschach. I went to him as a Comic-Con here. Wore a sock on my face. That's why
we wore that all night. One night, drunk.
Most nights.
We can't do that now, you know, with the
anti-masters.
Because we were just sitting there taking the mask off and putting it on each other. Yeah, it was
spreading COVID.
Exactly.
I always see that when people are like, I can't wear a mask, I can't breathe. And I remember like, dude, I'm surrounded by 900 sweaty adult men, and I'm wearing a sock on my face. You'll be fine for 22 minutes while you pick out your carrots.
Anyway, maybe. Inglourious Bastards, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, maybe my favorite Tarantino. He's got so many good ones.
Avatar, James Cameron.
I liked Avatar.
Sherlock Holmes by Guy Ritchie.
Oh, I like Sherlock Holmes too. Man, that's a good year. You got a lot of good ones.
I will say a movie nobody's probably ever heard of. I don't know if you've seen it, The Polytechnique, or however you say it, Polytech. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Sure. Just
by Dennis Villanueva.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Nope.
It's a Canadian movie.
Okay.
Based on a Canadian shooting that happened in '89.
Oh,
you follow the guy's events before he starts shooting up a college campus.
Okay.
He does this because he hates feminism pretty much.
So he's
he
an
wants-
anti-feminist.
Exactly. He wants
Okay.
to go to this college campus and just shoot up all the women.
Jesus.
And that's what you watch. You watch him do it.
Wow.
I will not recommend this movie if you are
Squeamish?
Yeah, because there is a scene. He goes into a classroom and he starts, and he says, all the women go to one side of the room, all the men go to the other. Then he goes, all the men leave.
Oh.
And then they have a guy come back, and there's just women dead on the ground.
You boy.
And that's not the worst. It's hard to watch movie, especially with all the school shootings we have these days.
You know what? That's why Canada can make a movie about it. For everyone here, they'd be like, we're waiting 2 weeks for the next school shooting. I kind of think that we got COVID, so there'd be no more school shootings.
Maybe.
I kind of take it. I'm not super mad at it. I haven't seen it. It sounds interesting. It sounds dark.
It's very dark. It's done in black and white, which I hated, to be honest. Doesn't need to be.
It's a very film school thing to do to make it think it looks more artsy. I mean, Clerks did it, which I really liked in black and white, but the story has to be so powerful and compelling to make you look past black and white. There's been a couple ones that are good, but I'm with you. Yeah, I don't need to see that.
I said I don't recommend it to people who are squeamish. You can go ahead and watch it if you like that. If you want to watch a guy shoot up a college campus.
If you
Go
were
ahead.
raised like me and Brandon were, where
I watched it.
Dad, what are we watching? Well, I'm watching this, and you can either watch it or go fuck yourself.
And I brought it up because it's on his list, and I know a lot of people haven't seen it.
That's a great
I
one.
sat there and watched it because it was free on Amazon Prime.
Fair enough.
But that is not my pick. My pick is Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, out of those, I like Watchmen, Zack Snyder, who has a new cut of Justice League that's coming out to HBO Max next year, which at first I was like, just let it go, dude. But now I'm excited for it. I've seen some trailers, some different characters in it. He did Watchmen. I love the characters, love the story, thought it was really good. Is it a really good, perfect movie out of everything you have on your list? I don't think so. I would give it to Quentin Tarantino and Inglourious Basterds. I can rewatch that a bunch of times. So good. Maybe Brad Pitt's one of his best roles I've ever seen him do as Aldo Rain.
He's great in that movie. I can't do that impression.
The heels of our boots and by the edge of our knives. I love that movie. I think it's so well done. Christoph Waltz is the Jew hunter, the
It's
Nazi.
his best role.
So good. Django Unchained, like he realized he found a great
You're right.
relationship
That's
with
his
this guy.
Django Unchained.
But
is his best
I
role.
too am going to agree with you. I mean, maybe we're just, just two
All right,
guys
that's
talking
all
about
three of
movies.
us.
All three of us?
Dave Prinz does it, or whatever name he goes by during this article. Lance.
He's got a written pen name, which is Lance King. You guys can check
Lance
this out
King.
on AEE.com.
Can't
Director's
remember all your names, Madonna.
title belt. But yeah, definitely check out this article he wrote. It's very good. We'll post a link to it after this on our homepage on Facebook.
Hans Landa, second best villain in film history, says Dave. Who's your first? I want to know who your first is.
I mean, I'm going to have to go with Jaws. That shark was relentless. You know what I mean? Like, people are just trying to be out there, and he ain't about it. He's coming after him.
Stupid.
I'm just saying.
District 9 was left off.
Oh, dude, I've been on a Neil Blomkamp kick because we did the robots episode.
Go check it out.
Very good. Dude, it was surprisingly, I loved it. Love Chappie, which came out and they were talking about it. He's a District 9. He's in
Joker from
Chappie.
the Dark Knight.
Elysium, which my wife hasn't seen, which I'm stoked to show her. I loved Elysium with Matt Damon, essentially about the classes of poor people on the bottom, rich people getting health and essentially could never die at the top and trying to get there. So much fun. I'm a big fan of his. Anytime he has a movie coming out, I'm definitely checking it out. District 9 was fantastic. Charlton Copley.
Yep.
So
He was also
good.
in Chappie.
In
He plays
Chap.
Chappie.
They went to high school together. They're friends forever.
Great friendship because they make pretty good movies. District 9 is probably my number 2 on that list.
God, it's good.
It's behind Inglourious, but maybe behind Star Trek. But yeah, District 9's amazing. We have Dave again. Joker from the Dark Knight, which I actually think he says in his article,
is the best villain?
is the best villain of all time. That's 2 of us that have said that now.
Wow. I mean, maybe it's up to you. I like a little bit old school. I like Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
She's good.
I like Darth Vader as like a bad guy that you can't beat. I like the AI from 2001. I I think his name is it Hal, like 3000?
You can't remember his name off the top of your head?
It's the computer program.
Greatest villain ever is that guy I can't remember.
Daisy. I'm going to Glorious Bastards.
Or are we going with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball? Right? It's a hard one. It's hard.
Honorable mention, by the way, I wanted to talk about Taken with Liam Neeson, which is perpetuating the old guy action hero thing. Him, and then you got Denzel Washington playing the Equalizer. You have a lot of
Keanu
people.
Reeves doing John Wick.
You have a lot of. Well, he looks like he's 30. You have a lot of
He ain't.
non-vampires that are 60 that are knocking people out with chairs and stuff. And I, for one, couldn't be happier. I love that idea. Because if I have an 18-year-old who's going to punch me, I'm like, okay. If I have a 45-year-old farmer go like, you don't upset me, and you made a mistake. I'm like, I certainly did.
I certainly did.
How do we fix this without you killing me with your calloused elbows? I like Taken a lot. The sequels were unnecessary, like we said. You have a great single, but they can't help but fix it. My only critique of Taken is Liam Neeson with his dark, black, dripping hair that looks like he dipped it in soy sauce. That's my only critique. I love the scene where he shoots the wife in the knee to let the husband know he's serious. I was like, this dude's not fucking around. He's fucking
badass.
He's kneecapping your friends. This is
Wanted
serious.
is a really great action movie.
Like Wanted a lot.
Don't put it above Inglourious or Star Trek or even District 9.
No, I love District 9. Small budget too. When you make a great movie with a small budget, your acting has to be so good, which it was. But Inglourious Bastards had all of it. Great budget, great acting.
Had Mike Myers.
Oh, Mike Myers, yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's from Shrek.
He's not the guy with the knife that kills his sister. Ordering a beer, I will have dry beer. Oh, you messed up. You messed up, you British bastard. You should have. You messed. Yeah, no, Inglourious Bastards. Love that movie. Fantastic. They kill Hitler. They change history. Made me laugh.
That's true. They did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
We're all done with our 2000s.
All done with our 2000s.
All right. Now me and Brandon, as a special thank you to everybody here, Brandon's going to drink Blue Cleaner from a lava lamp.
Absolutely. You got to go get me that lava lamp, though.
Okay, I don't want to get up. Instead of that, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the most underrated movie of the 2000s, most overrated movie of the 2000s, our favorite actor of the decade. We'll do that one last. And best year for movies.
All right, I'll let you start.
I'm going to go with my most underrated movie. Out of all of these, ones me and Brandon watch a lot of films. One I want to recommend to you guys to go check out for sure is a movie called Moon, which I really liked. It's essentially like a guy made a pilot for Sam Rockwell. Very good actor. Jojo Rabbit had a great part.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of his. And a guy essentially said, you should be more famous than you are. I'm making a shuttle to get you to stardom, which is Moon. If you can act the shit out of it. It didn't get a lot of play. Kevin Spacey voices an AI. It's about an astronaut that goes to the space station. He works his 5 years there. And then when he's done, he gets to go home. What happens is he's in an accident. He realizes, I'm never going home. What happens is I die after a certain amount of time, and my clone just appears here and reworks. So they thought he died. So they bring back his clone sooner than that. He goes back to the station, figures out that's what's going on, and then him and his clone have to figure out what they want to do. He's like, do I kill you? Do you kill me? Do you run my family? Well, I mean, I don't know. We have a family we need to get back to. Who gets to be? It's a very good movie. Check out Moon. I love that one. Very good.
Mine is Hurt Locker.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's all I need. We talked about it. I think that movie is underrated because nobody's fucking seen it. But
I love Hurt Locker too. Very good. Jeremy Renner, a fantastic guy.
By David Bowie's son.
I didn't know that. Very good. Dave Prinz, the author of the article, giving us some facts.
He's dropping knowledge on you.
Brandon said Chester V is a great villain. Chester V? Who's that?
We'll let him tell you.
Yeah, Brandon, explain yourself.
He's your brother.
He's talking crazy. It's my brother right there. Hey, I got a lot of brothers and sisters out there right now.
Also, another underrated movie, another one we talked about is Collateral. You talk about it a lot. I love that. It might be one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. Maybe even one of my favorite James Bond.
Dude, I was going to say, that's high praise.
Tom Cruise plays a bad guy in this. He plays it very well.
He really does. And he hasn't really played a villain in a lot of movies. He's
always playing Mission Impossible stuff.
Mission Impossible, even before that. He's playing a lot of lawyers. Hey, he was a good villain in The Mummy. I'll tell you that much. He tanked that series.
Universal Studios is the villain in that for making it.
Collateral's really good. I'm watching a lot of stuff on Quibi right now. They have one called The Stranger, which is the same premise with the guy from Chronicle, and he was the Green Goblin, the Andrew Garfield movie, the son.
Okay. The Andrew Garfield movie, you talking about Spider-Man?
Wow, you knew it immediately. Yeah.
That Andrew Garfield movie. It's either that or Social Network.
Sometimes you get really good actors that build up and they're like, I want to make good movies. And the guy's like, well, I'll pay you $10 million to be in a bad movie. He's like, well.
That's another Jamie Foxx movie, too. He sucks.
Oh, Jamie Foxx. Project Power on Netflix, by the way. Check that shit out.
That is really a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch that recently.
So good. So my underrated movie is The Moon. Check it out with Sam Rockwell. Your underrated movie is?
My underrated movie, I will go with Hurt Locker. If you haven't seen Collateral, go watch that.
Yeah.
We have someone saying Hurt Locker was a great movie. Hawkeye and the Falcon, yes, both from Marvel movies.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah,
is these days. They did amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
Even Guy Pearce is fucking from Iron Man 3. Everybody's from a Marvel movie now.
I want to talk about overrated movie. The most overrated movie on this list that was up for awards and things of that nature. I'm going to go with Traffic.
Me too.
God, Traffic.
And Crash.
Well, and then the same kind of idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was like, is it an award-winning movie? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Will I ever see it again? I do that a lot with movies where I'm like, I'll watch it one time. I'm never going to see this again for enjoyment. So this is a terrible movie, in my opinion.
It's true. Sorry, I laughed at the comment. Chester V is from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Duh. And it's funny, I did think that. I was like, I don't think that's who he's talking about. Is
Brandon Wayne Burnett dropping knowledge. You're the one that brought up Cloudy with a
I
Chance of
did,
Meatballs.
but I was like, no way he's talking about Cloudy, is he?
Schooled right now. Very funny comment by Brandon. Yeah, so for me, overrated movies, Traffic. Is it a bad movie? No. Should it have been up for awards? You're out of your goddamn mind.
Hold on, you were wrong.
What?
Is it a bad movie? Yes.
Yeah, for me, overrated.
Benicio
So
del
overrated.
Toro is really good in that movie. That's it. That is it.
I love me some BDT.
Yeah.
I had to get my acronym straight.
So do I. Yeah, I don't like that movie. I tried again to watch. I was like, I kind of watch for the podcast. I'm halfway through. I'm like, yeah, Facebook going great. I stopped watching.
It's like
That was
watching
too much.
a boring game of baseball or something. You're like,
Except baseball is more entertaining. Even a boring one.
certainly is. I want to talk about our favorite year, year of the decade that's got all these movies coming out. I had a strong punch that I was for sure going to win and surprise, but no. I mean, there was more up here. 2000s is actually pretty strong. Out of all the years we've done,
They
the
are pretty
decades,
strong.
maybe 2000s is the best. What was your pick
so
for your
far?
favorite year?
Absolutely. Favorite year?
Yeah, with all these different movies coming out.
Shit.
I mean, there's a lot of good ones.
I'm leaning towards 08 or 07, 2008, 2007.
Give me your 07.
Oh, what do you mean give you more 07?
Give me the top movies he had for 07. That way I can see.
He had Ratatouille, There Will Be Blood, American
Ooh.
Gangster, Knocked Up, Zodiac, Sweeney Todd, No
Damn.
Country for Old Men,
Oof.
At World's End, which we don't need to mention. What he left off were Little Miss Sunshine,
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness, The Prestige, Inside Man. Oh,
God.
that's 2006. 310 to Yuma, Superbad, Gone Baby Gone were some that he left off.
I love Gone Baby Gone, by the way. I think it's a really good movie. My cousin Cody, who I love dearly. Best Christopher Walken impression I've ever seen.
Better than yours?
Way better. Bang. No.
Yeah, probably.
He's so good. I love him. Couldn't watch that movie because he came out of a bad relationship. And in that whole movie, it's about kind of a psychotic genius girlfriend that messes with him and kind of like frames him for a bunch of terrible shit he did to her. And he's like, I've watched all the horror movies. I've watched all that stuff. Never bothered me at all. Break the guy's arm. Cut his head off. It's fine. I couldn't watch a woman ruin a man's life. So he had to leave. It's a really good movie. 2007 is so good. 2008 is the one we mentioned that's got, just read them off for us.
It's got what he mentioned: Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Dark Knight, Order of the Phoenix, Curious Case of Benjamin Button,
Oh, man, these are bad.
Frost Nixon, Hurt
Oof.
Locker, The Wrestler, which The Wrestler
Good.
is a good movie.
Mickey Rourke resurrects his career. Got him in Iron Man 2.
Did. What he left off was Iron Man, Wall-E, Kung Fu Panda, Tropic Thunder, Pineapple Express, Wanted, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, The movies he left off, I get why they don't make that much money, or it's a one-hit wonder or whatever. I get it. The movies he left off were better.
I'm going to go with, for me, do you have a year, 2007, 2008?
I'm going 2008. It's got The Dark Knight.
I'm going 2008 as well. I'm a fan of all this stuff. 2007, I love There Will Be Blood. That's the movie I watch all the time. It won awards. I was a fan of it, but 2008 has award-winning movies that are fantastic, as well as, you know, just like we're talking about. Someone's like, yeah, I didn't like Billy Madison. Oh, fair enough. It's not award-winning, whatever. But you will watch it more than The Pianist. I guarantee you.
I don't know. I've watched it a lot. No, I haven't. I've watched it once.
I love dramas. I think some dramas are fantastic, but I'm not going to put on, The Hurt Locker more than I am Tommy Boy. I just will not.
Dramas are great. They don't have that rewatchable factor.
They don't have the staying power.
Favorite movie is a comedy.
Sure.
I've watched that more than any other movie.
Have you watched No Country for Old Men a bunch of times?
I have, yeah. That's a great movie.
It's a fucking great movie.
Nearly as much as Wedding Crashers.
Well, it's a good. That's
Dark Knight, or probably even Iron Man. Or
if you make a slow burn,
Cloudy.
That's a great movie. Great movies are great movies. I love some of these that are fantastic, but as a year that crushed it, 2008. You're up there. You're
2008 is one of the great years.
Maybe one of the best, to be honest.
There was a year in 1990 that had like The Lion King and all these movies come out the same year, which we talked about in our 90s episode. This one's up there too. It's a great year for movies.
Okay, your favorite movie out of all the movies we have discussed in the 2000s?
I've already told you. It's Wedding Crashers. But if you want my 1B, it's Dark Knight.
Dark Knight's a great one. Love it. Heath Ledger crushes
Virgins in my top 5.
The only critique I have for that movie is he sounds like this the whole time. It's the only problem I have with it. Other than that, very good, compelling characters. It's got Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon. How could
it's got Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, whose voice sounds like honey.
It's definitely smoother than the.
Well, I can't do. If I could do his voice, you'd never see me again. I would be gone.
You'd never see me again either. We listen to you all the time. For once.
Come here, talk to me. Yeah, I'd probably go Dark Knight. Out of all the movies here, there's a bunch of ones I really like. There Will Be Blood is a fantastic movie. Daniel Day-Lewis is so good. No Country for Old Men is very, very close for me. I love the actors in it, and it's so real. It's just a guy finds a bunch of money, but doesn't want to be a dick, comes back. He gets caught essentially for being a good guy. Returning to the scene of a crime where he finds dead people, like a money drop, grabs the money, goes back. They track him down because of that. And now he's on the run from a hitman who's played beautifully by Javier Bardem, who's
one of the best
shoots head. You want to talk about great villains?
I was going to say one of the best villains, too.
God, so good.
He has that creepy factor that I love. Something Unhinged tries to do is make Russell Crowe the smooth-talking bad guy, kind of at the beginning. Well, you didn't give me the courtesy honk. Like he says, you didn't give me a courtesy. You know what a courtesy honk is? Where you honk once, you give me the courtesy. He's like, I'm sorry that I waited to the light. Now, are you sorry? She's like, fuck off. He tries to be that smooth talker. I think it's replicated a lot, but I think he does that smooth talking, creepy bad guy who will just fucking kill you in an instant. Probably one of the best.
I like Javier Bardem. He's had a couple movies where they kind of force him into the same archetype, which is a mistake. I think let this guy spread out. I think he's going to crush. Fantastic. That crazy mop haircut. I've seen people. I love it. His little air pressure gun blowing locks. He kills somebody by going, do me a favor. Hold still. And then he brings it up to their head and then kills the guy. A lot of those scenes are just amazing. It's so close for me. I'm obviously a comic book guy.
Me too. I go nerdy. But There Will Be Blood. I'm going to say it's a tie. Or not There Will Be Blood. Sorry. No Country for Old Men. There Will Be Blood is also a favorite of mine. Paul Dano, Daniel Day-Lewis. Great scenes, great quotes. Love it. Oil Tycoon. Fantastic. But I'm going with I keep mixing it up. Not There Will Be Blood. No Country for Old Men. So you know what movies were left off in 2002?
Let me know.
Gangs of New York.
Oh, I love Gangs of New York.
I'm going with my horror side here, 28 Days Later.
It's a great zombie movie, which, by the way, our next episode next week, we're doing zombie films.
That's why I tied it in.
So you guys get ready.
And Scooby-Doo! Where are you? Not on his list.
Ruh-roh. Like Zoink Scoob. We gotta figure out a way to get on this list. Dave Prinz, come on, put us on there.
I was surprised he didn't leave Gangs of New York off. It got mid-70s.
So good.
Rotten Tomatoes. I have to say that because you guys don't think
Dude,
Flickster or
Knife
Rotten
Fights,
Tomatoes are the
Brendan
same
Gleeson.
thing.
So good.
And I don't know how much money it make, but his quota is you have to make 80% or more, and it missed. Martin Scorsese directed it, though. It's a great movie.
Me and Brandon have a couple actors that are more low-key that we're huge fans of. And I think we both agree, like Ben Foster's one we've talked about.
Big Ben Foster fan.
We talked about, we had recognition from an actor, the bartender from Shameless, who we tweeted out at, who responded to Whiskey Cinema, which is fucking dope. We have a couple guys we really like. Brendan Gleeson is one that big fans of. He plays a lot of side characters. He played Mad Eye Moody. He's in Bruges. He's in Gangs of New York. He's in a billion things you've seen. Troy. I mean, this guy's amazing.
You have to mention Troy.
I mention a movie. He's probably one of the best parts. It's only their performance.
Good ones though. Not Troy.
Big fans of his.
I think
Really
everybody
good.
could have done without Cameron Diaz in Gangs of New York.
She's okay. I mean, her best role is obviously The Mask. Let's move on from what we're talking about.
There's something about Mary.
Good role. Not bad. Not bad.
She puts jizz in her hair, and that's real jizz.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a method actor too.
Wow.
Take that, Daniel Day.
Cameron Day-Lewis over here. I want to talk to you real quick. Out of all the movies we've done, this is the last one I have for you. What is your favorite movie of the 2000s?
I've said this 80 times. I just said it. It is Wedding Crashers still.
You have time to change it.
Well, then I would change it to The Dark Knight, but I wouldn't. 'Cause people used to ask me which favorite movie. I used to say Dark Knight. Because it was always a tie between Wedding Crashers and The Dark Knight. And then eventually someone asked me, which favorite movie? Wedding Crashers.
Sure.
And I just kept going with it. I'm like, I do fucking... Then I watched it. I was like, this movie is so goddamn quotable. I quote this throughout my day. Or my days every day.
Daiquiris.
Every time I make a daiquiri, this is it right here. Boom. But yeah, it's Wedding Crashers. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay. Then I'm not mad at it. Like you said, you're a comedy fan. I love comedies. I don't think they get enough recognition. I got a stand-up gig in 2 weeks at Pat's Barbecue here in Salt Lake City.
Dude, I fucking love Pat's Barbecue.
Hey, come on through, man.
Not a sponsor yet, but yeah, I'll be there for some barbecue.
They're sponsoring my my wife doesn't like me jokes pretty strong.
Well, they're not jokes if they're facts.
My wife doesn't like me facts. Out of everybody here, we've talked about a lot of movies. A lot of actors really came through, started crushing it, really making their mark on cinema. For me, if I had to pick one actor that was absolutely a breakthrough guy that ran this decade, I'm going to go with Christian Bale. We mentioned him in Dark Knight, but not only Dark Knight. I mean, in The Prestige, I thought he was really good. American Psycho, playing bad guys to good guys. This guy really showed his range of what he could do. He did things like The Machinist and things like that around that same time. But very good actor, fantastic. And to me, I didn't know who Christian Bale was before this decade, and everyone knew who he was afterwards. There was no getting around it.
The dude's an A-list star. One of my favorite movies recently that come out, like, I think 2009. My favorite movie was 2009 was Ford vs. Ferrari.
2019, he means.
That's what I said. 2019.
Jordy, edit that out. Edit that part out.
Put in 19.
2019.
Ford vs. Ferrari, and I like that movie a lot because of Christian Bale's character. He kills it in that movie.
So good. Matt Damon, about the car race, trying to make the best car, the fastest car, trying to win all these accolades back in the day. Really, I watched this movie on a plane, and to be honest, I wish the plane flight was longer because it was so goddamn good.
It's a great movie. You're not wrong.
It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
There's a part of me that wants to go comedic, and I might because I want to, and it's my podcast. So I'm debating. I might go Seth Rogen or Ben Stiller.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Seth Rogen, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Pineapple Express, Super Bad. He played the cop who thinks there's jizz on everything before he becomes a cop. And then Ben Stiller did Meet the Parents, Zoolander, Dodgeball. He did a lot too.
Tropic Thunder. He killed it too.
So.
Let's talk a little bit about how underrated movies. I have Moon because I make my underrated movies as ones people haven't seen. Tropic Thunder.
That's what I try to do too. No one's seen Hurt Locker. So.
As a comedy, is so good.
I named my fantasy football teams Booty Sweat from that movie.
With Matthew McConaughey, Tom Cruise, unrecognizable like Colin Farrell is in the new Batman trailer. Fantastic movie, written and directed by
Those
Ben
are the
Stiller.
two you go with.
Danny
They have like
McBride.
10 minutes in that movie. You're not mentioning Jack Black. You're not mentioning Ben Stiller. You're not mentioning Robert Downey Jr. who's
Get it.
getting hate now for playing blackface.
No, I loved it. He answered it on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is a podcast that endorses this one. We'll lie about. No,
A Knight's Tale also. Yes, you're right. That recommendation last week. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Netflix. Heath Ledger.
I love Tropic Thunder, and surprisingly, there's a lot of people that don't like it. I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker. There's so many. You want to talk
It's a
about
good-
comedy
good
quotes?
movie, yeah.
God, so good. Watch Tropic Thunder. Watch Moon. Watch Hurt Locker. There's a lot of really good movies. Collateral, big fan of that. Jamie Foxx, Crush is in that. Project Power that just came out. Seth Rogen, who you said has built up on this decade, who made the Seth Rogen empire.
Who just had American Pickle come out on
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
I'm
Heath Ledger may have had the 2000s. Maybe. He did do good. Brokeback Mountain,
Brokeback Mountain.
A Knight's Tale, Dark Knight. I think Brothers Grimm. I don't know if Stuck on You came out then. I think it did.
He was not stuck on you.
Yeah, he was Stuck with You. The one with
With
no,
her-
that's Matt
Sammy
Damon,
Smith?
isn't it? Matt
Yeah.
Damon.
You're being racist.
Yes, they're all white people. They look the same.
I'm gonna go Christian Bale. If you go Seth Rogen, American Pickle, which is what it's called on HBO Max, where he's essentially 100 years old, accidentally frozen in time, comes back, lives with his grandson, great grandson.
He falls into a vat of pickles.
He's brined
And he
until the
is
2020s. It's a fun movie. I'm watching it. It's almost
I
like
started it. I was
heartwarming.
enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not mad at any of those answers. I think the correct answer is Christian Bale. Personally, I love The Prestige. Talk about an underrated movie with
It is a
Hugh
really good
Jackman
movie.
and Christian Bale about two
Michael
magicians.
Caine, Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson.
Thank you. I blanked. Her best role is Jojo Rabbit, by the way. If you haven't seen
That's
it,
really
go
good.
watch it.
No, I think Christian Bale's my pick for the guy who ran that decade. Which one are you going with?
I think I will go with personal favorite is Seth Rogen.
Now, man,
Pineapple Express, I love. Knocked Up, I love. 40-Year Virgin, I love. Superbad, I love.
really good year.
That was
I
his
mean,
breakout decade.
dude crushed it. We all know household name because of that.
And that laugh.
Fantastic. I'm trying to think. Nick Kroll said it sounds like a motorcycle drowning. His laugh.
Hey, you know what? It's a great laugh. People know him from his laugh. You're not wrong, but Heath Ledger did do really good.
Heath Ledger's not bad at all. Love. We're so sad we missed Heath Ledger. Obviously, just getting his prime and crushing it. I'm so sad the Olsen twins killed him.
Imagine Norim of Dr. Emporium or something like that. Whatever. That
Yeah.
movie was underrated. Or not overrated. I didn't care for that much.
Like you took all our steam and you just flushed it right down the shitter.
Shitty!
For the 2000s, though, so far of all the movies we've done, there's a lot of the ones like in the 70s, I think was a great episode for us, realizing a lot of the movies that people are parodying and giving like a great homage to was from the 70s. But right now, I think maybe it's just my nostalgic nature of growing up in the 2000s. I think this is my favorite decade we've done so far.
I think so too. This is a director's episode. Who do you think comes out as best director?
Out of everyone here, I mean, you could obviously just go straight to Alfred Hitchcock. That guy did really well in the 2000s.
No, I mean just in the 2000s.
In the 2000s,
Alfred
I think
Hitchcock
Hitchcock
was
did really good. He
way
had
too
Birds that came out. He did really well. I'll go Kubrick then. I think Kubrick had really great ones with The Shining. You know, he had a great Clockwork Orange.
Great,
Out of all the movies that came out in the 2000s, give me, I don't know. What are you feeling?
So he picks Peter Jackson.
Yeah, Peter Jackson made an empire.
I probably would go with Peter Jackson as well. Lord of the Rings, he also did do King Kong, which if you love it or hate it, it got nominated for a bunch of awards. I enjoyed it. A little long, 3 hours. I don't need like half of that beginning.
I loved the whole thing on Skull Island, the giant bugs that are killing him, and the
Yeah.
bats. I mean, that's so much
If
fun.
you get to Skull Island, that's when the movie is really good.
They should've-
Everything before that, cut that shit in like 2/3.
When King Kong gets on the boat, when the gorilla goes out to sea, stop your movie and then move on to American Pickle.
Christopher Nolan killed it as well. He had Memento,
Mm-hmm.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight. You'll hear him on the next episode we do on his article.
Yeah.
He is one of the biggest directors today. So but I would probably go Peter Jackson.
In the same year, I think Catch Me If You Can came out the same year as War of the Worlds with Spielberg.
I'm going to double check there because I don't think you're right.
Fair enough. Spielberg is
Catch Me If You Can in Minority Report.
Minority Report, pardon me. Spielberg is always a close guess of how everybody did really well in this. I'm going to give it to the Coen brothers. I'm a big fan of the Coen brothers. And I think out of all the stuff, the funny jokes that these guys have done with the comedies and great storytelling, which they're famous for, to do someone else's story and make it relevant and interesting and an action thriller, I was just super impressed. You know what I mean? It's like Jim Carrey doing like playing a serial killer. It's just something they're like, I'm surprised by it, and kudos to you. Really good.
All right. Well, we all know the correct answer is Brad Bird.
Brad Bird. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
No.
Right?
No.
All animated movies are done by the same person.
Ratatouille, all great ones. I do love Cloudy, though. All right, guys.
Hey, thank you so much, everybody, tuning in to Whiskey Cinema. Next week, bring your brains because we'll be eating them. We'll be doing a zombies episode.
I have no brains to bring.
Thanks, guys.